Hello everyone, it's Yvonne back with your bonus read. I'm going to try and do some different readings this week, so I'm going to make the time to do a few of them. I haven't done them for a while. I might get back to maybe doing a couple of picker cards or singles reads. I've been a bit busy trying to do other things, and I'm still busy, but I just feel like I want to do some different things still. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands coming out. So he made an appearance, or this card made an appearance in the, you may know me by such names as, the Seven of Wands made an appearance in the What's Cracking reading. It's a card of standing your ground, being stubborn, sticking by what you know, and really fighting for what you want. And we've got it again, so there must be some sort of theme in that this week about sort of standing your ground and making sure that whatever you want this week comes to you in some way, shape or form, or that you're not giving up on having what you want. Okay. All right, I'm using the Arcanum Tarot here. Beautiful. Oh, we have the Emperor coming out. We were talking about this on the Daily Diary the other day because he's probably the best looking Emperor in all the decks. The Emperor usually looks a bit stodgy, but in this one he's very, very handsome and he has an eagle. Who doesn't love a man who has an eagle? This is the Emperor. Can be the sign of Aries, so you can be dealing with an Aries. The Emperor is a person who's earned his status. He looks as though he's quite wealthy, he's extremely knowledgeable, very experienced, a little bit scholarly, but he is absolutely at the top of his game. So he can represent someone, he represents the divine masculine if you're looking at it from the twin flame soulmate perspective, but he also represents the divine masculine within all of us. And he can represent someone in your community, a person in your family, but some sort of person that you maybe look up to. It's probably not good to look up to people because we don't want to put people on pedestals, but you may have some respect or, you know, a way of looking at this person with a little bit of intimidation or awe. Okay, so we have the Strength card coming behind that, the card of Leo. We have two major arcanas coming through here. So the Strength card talks of taming your inner beasts, understanding those things about yourself that perhaps you didn't understand before or didn't integrate them into who you are. And when we come into the Strength energy, we're bringing ourselves into our true selves. That means we're accepting ourselves, warts and all. It doesn't matter which way you look at that. So it may be that you have things about yourself that you feel are inadequate or, you know, not nice. But it's about accepting them as being part of you, regardless of whether you feel that they are something that you want to show to people or not. Because otherwise what happens is we sort of go through life without really showing people who we truly are. So there's, oh my goodness, and then you have the World card. Okay, guys, I'm going to do a hooly-dooly here, and I know everybody will say later, that is potent energy here. There is something here that you are closing out to walk into your divine here. So even though it's divine masculine, we are talking about everybody having this aspect of themselves, okay? Everybody has this aspect. And perhaps you've been wandering through life really sort of appreciating or respecting your divine self in terms of your femininity, but not realizing the potency of your masculinity because you're taking your power back here. You're closing out some sort of cycle. Yep, there it is, closing out a cycle of negative thinking, letting go of all the things that don't serve you. And we have the High Priestess coming out. So they are nearly all major arcana cards here. The High Priestess talks about our intuition, our inner knowing, trusting our inner knowing, understanding the journey we're on is potent. We're here to learn about ourselves. We're here to accept those parts of ourselves. That's what we do in our life. We accept everything about ourselves. And when you talk to people about standing in your truth, people often say, but I am honest. Yeah, but that's different. Standing in your truth is different. Standing in your truth talks about accepting everything about yourself. So when you get things wrong, when you don't like things about yourself, it's accepting yourself purely and wholly as you are. And this is about accepting that there's a greater purpose to all of this. You're not here to get up every day and just go to work, earn your money and come home. You have a greater purpose in this life, and it's to achieve the energy here that comes through, this divine energy. It's very potent start to the day. Okay, let's get going. So we have the Three of Cups coming through. Now, the Three of Cups talks of celebration. Celebrating with family and friends can represent get-togethers, but it can also talk about reunions. It sometimes comes up if you have a relationship where something is standing in the way of you achieving true happiness. Okay, so we have the King of Cups coming in, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I'm going to put a few cards out this time. Okay, Queen of Swords coming through. Ooh, okay. And we have the King of Pentacles. Wow, okay, straight away, I want to say some of you have realized something here because you're moving away from one person and moving towards someone else. So it could be because of a third-party relationship. It could be because something's come between you and another person, and you're choosing to move forward here with someone who has more potential than someone you were focused on. So you could have been focused on a water sign, Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio, but you're choosing to move towards perhaps an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But I don't always put too much value in the star signs because sometimes it's more about their attributes. So the King of Cups can be sort of a very emotional, well, he's got his emotions in check, but he can be a lot more of a deeper soul. He knows how to love, basically. Love is his main thing. Whoever this person is, they may have been in another relationship here. And you're choosing to move on to a King of Pentacles. So we have someone here who's very, very beautiful. They are more the husband type. So I feel like you're moving away from somebody to move towards someone new here. There's this Three of Cups. You're letting go of an energy. Okay, so if you've been dealing with someone from your past that you found very, very difficult to let go of the energy of, you're about to learn how to do that and move away from it. Something's about to happen to move you forward. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Star card. I love this card because it says to me every time, this is part of your destiny here. This is part of your learning. This is part of your predicted learning when you were writing your story for this time on the earth. Okay, so you are heading towards a destiny. You are having realizations or understanding of your greater purpose here. So for some of you, learning to move forward, learning not to cycle, letting go of past pain, and maybe your energy's been invested where you shouldn't have had it invested because there is something better coming on the horizon for you. So I always think when I see this energy, for some people it's very difficult to let go of someone that you've been really fixed on or really in love with. But that was part of your healing. So just understand that that is part of your healing, and part of the healing is learning to let go. Now, when people come on, after I've done these readings, they go, how do I let go? Well, there are lots of ways of letting go, but you've got to want to. Because as human beings, we're tied to suffering. We're tied to the suffering. It could be a physical letting go of someone here as well. So having the confidence or the tenacity to walk away from something that is no longer serving you. Okay, so it could be that you are moving away from a person. If it's the energy, then you need to understand why the energy is there. So you need to go in and understand what creates that energy. And that sort of means going at it from a more psychological point of view. But have a look at Stockholm Syndrome. That generally gives you a good idea of why the energy is created. Okay, so I have the Seven of Cups coming through. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, Ace of Swords, favourite ace. Walking into your truth, stepping into your truth, having a great understanding. The Queen of Swords is here with the ace in her hands. She's got the sword in her hands here. She's ready for a new beginning, and she's cutting something out of her life that she realizes is an illusion. Now, it doesn't mean that this person was an illusion. It doesn't mean that this person's bad or anything like that. But the attachment you have to this person is an illusion. It's not real. So that feeling you have of constant hankering after someone is not real. You've created that within yourself from something you've learned, perhaps as a child, some sort of core belief about needing to hang on to someone, not being good enough, not being complete. And it's there to teach you that. So if you've been doing that for a very long time, it's there to teach you that it's time to go now. Because you're stopping yourself from loving someone new here. Your actually energy of hanging on to the past person is stopping you from having new love. Someone here is waiting in the wings for you. Someone who's perfect partner. But you've got to let go of the past. And there's the Seven of Wands again. It looks like Joel Edgerton in that card. All of these cards look like actors to me. Every time I look at them, I think, oh boy. If you're a Thor watcher, like me, Marvel person, who does that look like? Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles. So there's a choice to be made here. There's a choice about you fighting for what you want. And if it's true love and you've left somebody behind, then, you know, there's nothing wrong with fighting for what you truly want here. And it's about letting go. And how funny, because I have the Five of Wands coming out here. And in the other deck, I have the Five of Swords coming out at the end. Now, it's all very well to leave things like that, but that's sort of not really explaining itself on its own. So I'm going to go back. I feel that something about this energy of hanging on, this energy of the past, has something to do with your divine masculine energy. So maybe with your feminine energy, you're so busy loving and hanging on that you don't realize by embracing this masculine energy, it's going to help you understand this power that you have. Okay, because you're closing out this cycle, negative thinking, hanging on, and you're moving with your intuition to trust that the universe has something better for you, something more suited to you. Someone who's right for you is coming in here. So you've got to allow the energy to go. Okay. It's funny, isn't it? Because if you're the person who's in the third party relationship, if you're the person that's hanging on to a relationship that's not serving you, then you too are giving away your divine masculinity. So you too can become the emperor, but you have to make a decision to move away from the energy that's holding you back. So I sort of don't think of that sometimes. I read it from one perspective and I think, hang on a moment, I'm not reading it from the other person's perspective. Is someone staying in a relationship here that does not serve them? They are not using their intuition and they are not recognizing their higher power here. So they're staying with someone. Now, the thing is, there's always this talk about, oh, someone's staying for the material, you know, they don't want to lose their money, they don't want to lose their material wealth. Well, what is material wealth to you when you're dead and you haven't had a relationship with someone? So there's sort of this feeling here that perhaps for this person who's stuck in a relationship that they're not moving on from, perhaps you need to understand how to use your divine masculine energy to move away from those things that don't serve you. You need to understand your higher purpose. You need to understand what you're here for. And if it is about money and material goods, well, that's great, but that's still not what you're here for. So understand that this too applies to this person as well as you or the other person. This is about finding that energy of letting go. It's all about letting go, trusting the universe to do their job, trusting that you have a greater purpose. You can't do that while you're clinging to something from your past, whether that is a person or an energy. That you have to let go of the energy. So really and truly, this is why this card keeps coming out, because it's sort of like, what do you want? Do you want to stay stuck in this energy of your past, or do you want to move forward? Do you want to experience love? Do you want to experience freedom? Do you want to experience everything that the Spirit has to offer you? Because you're not going to find it. It's never going anywhere if you're stuck in a dead-end relationship that is past its use-by date. You have to move on. And if you've got this energy that you're hanging on to a past person, you can't love while you've still got that energy in your heart. Well, it isn't really in your heart. It's in your thinking. Because you can release this energy. It is an illusion. It's not love. It's attachment. This is attachment. And that's human. It's not spiritual. And that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with anybody. It's what you set yourself and your challenges you set yourself before you came to this earth to understand how to have what you want. And there you go. Look at this. This is what you're craving. This is what you're wanting. You're wanting someone in your life that represents what you think or you feel or you want, or the universe is thinking is best for you. We have a husband and wife team here. So I was about to find out what the Five of Wands meant, and we also have the Two of Pentacles here, which means there's a choice. There's a choice about bringing in balance, about understanding what sort of balance you need in your life to be able to fight for what you want. But for some unknown reason, some of you are stuck in the energy of the Five of Wands, which means that you go backwards and forwards between the energies, trying to understand. And I hear people doing this all the time. You know, I want something, but, you know, it's too hard. Why is it too hard? I don't have the time. I'm in another relationship. You know, I don't have the qualifications. Well, that doesn't mean you can't have it. It just means that you're putting blocks in your way so that you can't fail at it. So this is about your worry about self-sabotaging or fear of perhaps success. So you're going backwards and forwards here with this energy of, then we have the Nine of Cups, which is the wish card. Oh, they're doing it to me again. I thought I'd attack this in a different way, but I feel like you're getting the same message as the What's Cracking reading. Five of Wands was the card I put out. And to clarify that, because I do have the Two of Pentacles here, so there is balance and choice needed here. You actually have the Nine of Cups coming through again. So this is a wish come true. So you can have your wishes if you just understand how to release, how to let go, how to work with the universe rather than against it. There is some sort of offer coming in from someone here. Now again, this could be someone from your past coming in to release you. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're coming in for a relationship, because they won't come in until you've released the energy. But someone's coming in here to make an offer to you. But this offer is not about the offer. It's about the release of this energy to bring your wishes in. So maybe through this person offering, you'll have an understanding of how to move forward. Not necessarily with them either, because I have a different energy coming through here for you. But then again, it's possible that that person could have put in the work to change. Who knows? Someone may be making their way back because they've put in the spiritual work. But you're not going to get them back until you've lost the energy, until you've let go of that energy. So the wanting, the visualizing your future, the planning out how somebody will come in and rescue you on a white horse is probably not going to happen that way. It may happen in a very different way. You cannot foretell. Well, you can. It's just not in the way it's going to happen. 44. All right. The Oracle brings you the message that the divine is completely responsible for the timing of every event. Too funny. Opportunity and happening of grace in your life. Let me read that again. The Oracle brings you a message that the divine is completely responsible for the timing of every event, opportunity and happening of grace in your life. All you need to do is live your life. Everything else is taken care for you now. This applies to all of your plans and unfolding of all of your relationships. Let it all breathe and let the divine happen as it will. Let it go. That's what you're being taught, to let it go. All right, have a great day.